Gary was 19 years old. Gary was a fun-loving kid. He was a comedian. He loved to, play practical jokes. He had a really, really big smile and was always smiling. He was just a great kid. Gary was in his second year of college. He was a full-time student. He was a mass communications major with a business minor. On that night that Gary was killed, Gary was attending a dance at a local fire station. But let me just go back for just a bit to share with you why he was at the dance. Just 16 days earlier, my husband died from a very short bout with bone cancer. And Gary's supervisor at his part-time job invited him to come to a dance to help him with the grieving process. He thought it would be helpful. So Gary went with his friends and a lot of his cousins, went to the dance at the local fire station when one of his friends got into an altercation with someone else that was at the party over a girl. And after breaking up this, the fight or argument that had ensued, Gary got everybody to make a decision. They were coming back to our home and getting everybody into their respective cars. So as they were preparing to exit, Gary was sitting on the outside ledge of the car, ensuring that everybody was, in their cars, getting ready to leave, when they were blocked from exiting by a police car. And the police officer got out of his vehicle with his gun already drawn, came to the car where Gary was sitting, waving everyone on, put the gun to Gary's head, and pulled him off of the ledge of the vehicle by his collar. And as Gary was moving about, trying to get the gun away from his head, and the officer who had him by his neck, his collar of his shirt, he falls backwards and is shot. A second officer comes and makes one fatal gunshot wound to Gary's chest, killing him. Meeting other mothers didn't happen very quickly. It's been a gradual increase in meeting mothers, not only local mothers, but mothers, across the United States. And now I've had the pleasure to meet mothers in Brazil. We started the Coalition of Concerned Mothers about a year and a half ago. And a mother who lost her son actually reached out to me because she had heard about the work that I was doing. And there was a mother, Valerie Bell, whose son Sean Bell was murdered in New York, was doing some things there. And she had the opportunity to go there, and she says, wow, it'll be great if we do something local. And through that, mothers found out about the organization, some of which she knew, some of which I knew. And we just came together and formed this coalition, and it's amazing because, as was shared earlier, it gives you strength. It motivates you to continue. I myself am a leader. I'm a leader of people, and it's just automatic. It was intuitive for me to just start to lead these women, to be the source of their strength. I've always been the source of strength for my family, and so I am now a source of strength for them because many of them are broken. Many of them do not have the support of their family. And so we are family. We look at each other as sisters. I guess I was oblivious because you seem to think that if you're doing the right things, you live in the right communities, you have a two-parent home, you're bringing your kids up the right way. They respect authority, they respect adults, they respect themselves. So you don't expect that to happen, that it will not hit my door. So I do speak out about it because I want people to know it can touch any of us. It's unfortunate that because of the color of your skin or your economic status, it hits us a bit more. Most of us mothers speak out because we want people to know it's not just our issue. This is not about Gary. It's not about the kids and the mothers and the children that we've heard about through this conference. It's bigger than that. It's huge. And so we have to get the word out that this is legalized genocide of people. And so we speak out. As my son said in his final essay paper, it takes a village. We really need to look back into how we used to raise our children, and everybody was involved. Don't think that you are exempt, that this can happen to any one of us. And so that you must get involved. You must read, you must look at, the TVs, use whatever forms of media that you use to learn about what's happening. Because it is, and I share statistics, with people, look at the numbers. The numbers tell the story. You know, the narrative that we often hear comes from those who don't want people to know that this is a crisis. And so take your blinders off, because I had mine on. You carry that child, you nurture that child within you. You nurture this child as they grow up. And for someone to take that child from you, it gives you the fight that you need, because you want to not only save, you want to save other children. You don't want justice just for your child. You want justice for everyone's child, because when there is a death of a child, it's our child. Anyone's child is our child. And so that's why I think you see more women coming out and fighting, because we have to. We have to. No offense to men, but we're just stronger. Women are just stronger. And so we will stand up for the fight, regardless of what comes in our way. We're going to be there.